All right, Lindsay, this video is going to continue working through some problems on CR27 with you. Let's take a look at number 4. It says Fiona bought 2 sunflower plants. One plant is 8 inches tall and growing at a rate of 3 inches per week, represented by X. Okay, so here the first equation is the first sun plant. It starts out 8 inches tall, and it's going to then increase at a growth rate of 3 inches per week for X number of weeks, okay? The other plant is 12 inches tall, and it's increasing at a growth rate of 2 inches per week for X number of weeks. The equations below model this situation. They give you the equation. In what week, so in what X value, so we're looking for the X value, they tell us X, 2 inches per week, represented by X weeks. Will the plants be the same height? Okay, our output, our Y's, represent the height. So we want the Y's to be the same. Y is your height. If it started at 8 inches, growing at 3 inches per week, the overall height at the end of 1 week would be 8 plus 3 is 11. The overall height at the end of 2 weeks, 3 times 2 is 6, plus 8 is 14, and so on. So Y represents your heights at the end of a certain number of weeks. So they want to know where the plants will have the same height. So they want the plants to end up having the same Y value. They want to know how many weeks that will be. All right, we're just going to solve this system of equations. That equals Y. So in our second equation, in place of Y, I can substitute 3x plus 8. In place of Y, I can substitute 3x plus 8. I want to know where the Y's will be the same. So I need to take 3x plus 8. If I know Y equals 2x plus 12, and Y also happens to equal 3x plus 8, I take 3x plus 8, substitute that in place of Y, and so I have 3x plus 8 equals 2x plus 12. When I set the two equations equal to each other, I'll find out how many weeks will they have the same height. All right, so at this point, it's no longer a system of equations. I just go ahead and I move, it's just equation in one variable just with X. I'm going to start by moving my 8 over to the right-hand side. This is plus 8. How do I undo that addition? I undo that addition with subtraction. If I'm subtracting 8 on the left-hand side of my equal sign, I must subtract 8 on the right-hand side. I put that under the 12 because those are like terms. They're both constants. Those I can combine. I can't combine an x with a constant. X's can only be combined with other x's. So, and anyway, I'm going to subtract 8 on both sides. On the left-hand side, I'm then left 3x equals, on the right-hand side, 12 minus 8 is 4. I still have my 2x here. So I get 3x equals 2x plus 4. Now I'm going to move all my x's to the left-hand side. How do I get rid of this 2x here? I subtract 2x. I'm subtracting 2x on the right-hand side. I also must subtract 2x on the left-hand side of this equal sign. 3x minus 2x is 1x equals 4. Again, 1 times x is just x, or you can divide both sides by 1. Some kids like to do that. So x will be equal to 4. So it must be after 4 weeks, they'll have the same height. They'll be the same height. Wonder what height they'll each be after 4 weeks. This plant, y equals 3x plus 8. Let's see how tall it will be after 4 weeks. So y will be 3 times 4 plus 8. It's growing at a rate of 3 inches per week. It's going to happen for 4 weeks. 3 times 4 is 12, plus the 8 inches it started at. This will be 8 plus 12, 20 inches tall. That plant's 20 inches tall after 4 weeks. Almost 2 rulers tall after 4 weeks. How about this other plant? let's hope after 4 weeks it's also 20 inches tall, because that's what we were looking for. 2 times x plus 12 for this second plant. Y equals 2 times 4 plus 12. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 12 is, oh shoot, it is, oops, not 12, it's going to be 20. Sorry about that. 8 plus 12 is 20. Let's see, 8 plus 12 is 20 inches. So after 4 weeks, both of those plants are 20 inches. But I just wanted to know in what week will they be the same. At the end of 4 weeks, they'll be the same height. That height will happen to be 20 inches for each plant. All right, let's keep going. Let's take a look at number 5. 2 friends work at different companies, P and S, okay? Company P is given in table form. Company S is given in a graph form. Both companies use the number of hours that employee works to calculate the employee's vacation hours. And sometimes that happens at companies. The more hours you work, the more vacation hours you accumulate. They don't give you a straight out, at the beginning of the year you get 2 weeks. It's like, okay, every time I work 10 hours, I earn 0.4 vacation hours, things like that. Okay. The relationship between the number of hours worked and the number of vacation hours an employee has earned at each company is shown in the table and the graph respectively. Okay. Which statement describes the difference in each friend's vacation hours if both have worked 2,800 hours? Okay. So I'm going to look at these 2 graphs. So really, this graph, I would have to keep going all the way up to 2,800. And I'd have to figure out how many vacation hours I've earned for this one. I'd have to continue along my graph all the way up to having worked 2,800 hours. And I'd have to see how many vacation hours I had then earned. And my graph would be way, way up here. So really, to continue our table and continue our graph might be difficult. So what I would do, this is just personally me, I might write, I might write an equation for each. I'm sorry, let me go back. I'm trying to get back to the other slide. Sorry about this. Sorry, Lindsay. But I don't like to do more than one take on my videos because I just don't have time in my life. So sometimes when I hop around and make, a mistake of the slide, I gotta just go back. Okay. So let's take a look at this. What I would figure out, for me personally, I write an equation for each company. And I would figure out how many vacation hours I would earn after I work 1 hour. And so I could also figure out that, so like if I took this and I found for X was 1 hour, this would be my X, how many vacation hours did I earn? So I would figure out, like if I worked 1 hour, how many vacation hours did I earn? So I would just look here. I know after 10 hours, I earn 0.4 vacation hours. So I might set up a ratio. Hours worked to vacation hours earned. And this right here is for company P. So I know if we work 10 hours, we earn 0.4 vacation hours. So I could figure out if I only worked 1 hour, how many vacation hours would I earn? Lots of ways to go about this. So I could take 10 divided by 10 to get down to 1 hour, which means I'd have to take 0.4 divided by 10. And what's 0.4 divided by 10? 0.4 divided by 10 would be 0.04. You're going to divide by a factor of 10, and you can check that on your calculator. 0.4 divided by 10, 0.04. So that means for every hour I work, I earn 4/100 of an hour in vacation hours. So I could actually now write an equation. My equation would be y equals 0.04x. That's my unit rate. For every hour I work, I earn 0.04 or 4/100 of an hour in vacation time. And we can just double check that this equation really works for this company. I could substitute 30 in place of my x and hope to get 1.2. Let's just double check. Y equals 0.04 times x. Y equals 0.04 times 30. 0.04 times 30, 0.04 times 30, come up with 1.2. So if you work 30 hours, you earn 1.2 vacation days. So a little better that you work a 40-hour week, a little bit better than a vacation day a week. That's not too bad. So that's for this company. So now I could figure out for 2,800 hours. All right, so now I just take my original equation, y equals 0.04x. Once I know how many vacation hours you earn per hour worked, I now can just substitute 2,080 in place of x. Y equals 0.04 times 2,080. Lots of ways to go about this problem. This is just how I would do it. So multiply 0.04 by 2,080. 0.04 times 2,080, 83.2. So it looks to me like 83.2 vacation hours would be earned. 83.2 vacation hours at Company P if you worked 2,080 hours. I have to do the same over here for Company S. So again, because I'd have to continue this graph forever, it would be easier for me personally to make an equation. So I say y equals some number times x. X would be the hours worked, y would be the vacation hours earned. So I look here and I say, okay, where do I cross nicely on this graph? It looks like for 100 hours worked, you earn 6 vacation hours. All right, so then I could set up a similar work here where I do for Company S. I could do hours worked over vacation hours earned, hours worked over vacation hours earned. And I now look here and I say, okay, well, I took a nice point on my graph and I said, if I work 100 hours, I earn 6 vacation hours. Let's figure out if I only work 1 hour, how many vacation hours have I earned? So I divide the numerator by 100, therefore I divide the denominator by 100. So here, this company, you earn 0.06 vacation hours, 6/100 of a vacation hour for every hour you work. Now I can simply write an equation for Company S. This right here, my unit rate, my rate of change, goes right here in front of the x. And we could double check that. We could substitute 100 in, 0.06 times 100 will give us our 6 hours and so on. But now I can substitute in my 2080 for x. So this is for Company S. I know I have y equals 0.06x. Y equals 0.06 times, I care about 2,080 hours. So let's see, 0.06 times 2,080. I get 124.8. So I earn 124.8 vacation hours if I work that many hours at Company S. Over here, I got 83.2. For Company S, I got 124.8. They want the difference. So I would take 124.8 and I'd subtract off 83.2. and you'd work that out. I'm going to run out of time, but you'd work that out and you'd see you want the one where company S makes a certain amount of more vacation hours.